Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Ooh, special late night edition for you folks on the East Coast. Be Real with D Real. But you probably won't see it till the morning unless you're a night owl. It's a movie review. Surprise. Guess what? Last week took the missus to see Last Voyage of Demeter, and I was surprised in many different ways. The critics have not been so kind to this movie. It's a horror flick. I don't normally do horror flicks, but because of the way it presented, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. I want to see it because I want to see it. You know what? I'm gonna show y'all a quick little preview. Then I'm gonna get down into the particulars. But before that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Late night edition. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. That's how we roll. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. All of this. Anyway, let's get this clip going, and then I'll be back, and we can wrap this up with a neat little bow.
The Demeter, on charter from Romania to London. Shipping private crates. Contents unknown. Out at sea with no land in sight.
This here is Clemens. He's a doctor.
You dress like a learned man.
University of Cambridge. I know my way around the boat.
Our charter has agreed to pay a bonus for timely arrival in London.
Let me show you the ship. This here is Huckleberry. We don't come with like this to give the eels clear.
Demeter's a fine boat, no doubt.
Something ripped apart the animals.
All the livestock?
This looks like a bite.
Search the ship. Everywhere. Evil is on board. Powerful evil.
In the night, it drinks our blood. He is here. We call him Dracula.
He's coming!
Did you see the size of that bloody thing?
I want to kill the cursed thing.
He is on this ship, which means we will never leave it.
The devil is real. May God have mercy on us all.
Ooh, okay, let's get into the particulars. This movie stars Liam Cunningham, who many of you already recognize as Davos from Game of Thrones. Corey Hawkins, who plays Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton, speaking with an English accent, but the boy from DC. Fine job, Mr. Hawkins, fine job. Also, David Dastmalchian, who you may recognize as one of the three sidekicks, the two who didn't survive to the sequel. was good with the wiring things and spoke with the accent. Yeah, him. See, unmemorable. Plays the captain's mate. And Captain Elliot, played by Liam Cunningham, and Clemens. Those are the main characters. And then you got Aileen Franciosi, who plays Anna. Trying to remember the name. And those are the main characters, but then there are different crew members who kind of impact the plot in a meaningful way, but still tertiary characters. So your focus is on these 4 main characters, and there is a son, young fella, a young actor, small actor. Let me look it up. I think I have the name here in my notes. Woody Norman is the young actor's name, and he plays Toby. And pretty much, if you have read the novel Bram Stoker's Dracula, you know about the Demeter and what happens to its crew. But this is the Hollywood version, so they play fast and loose with it. But essentially, it sticks pretty much to character. Transylvania to London cargo ship. They take on these boxes, crates, what have you. Don't even know what's in it. That's fake. You ain't taking nothing on your ship and you don't know what it is. Or will you? Well, at least not for free or for the normal amount of pay or whatever. Anyway, we get into this plot right away that as soon as they're out to sea, they got animals on board that they're using, as livestock, to make it to the voyage. And they messed with the food source and somehow made it where Dracula had he had him a little snack stored away, which was Anna. And that's who he come feast on and go back to sleep during the day. They found her and all hell broke loose. It's like, if I can't feed on her, I'm going to feed on the rest of you. And from that point, it kind of descends into mainly predictable horror movie plot, which is, what we come to recognize as the part where everybody comes together and are picked off one by one. Okay, but everybody, and that's what ends up happening. Everybody on the crew is like Friday the 13th, except it ain't Friday the 13th. It's vampire style, and everybody's getting got. I mean, in the grossest ways. And the 2 that are the most there's like this big huge guy. You think he's gonna stand a chance and he don't. And man, you see these jaws clamp down on his neck, and it's just like, oh, and you can hear the sounds, and it's just like and then the other is like, Toby, he little boy. You think, oh, not the little boy. Yes, the little boy too. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. Ironically, like I said, because it's Hollywood, except for Clemens. The brother actually survives. Isn't that cool? I mean, we haven't seen this since LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea. Another brother gets to live through the terrors of stuff we ain't even supposed to be involved in the first doggone place. Hooray for you, Corey Hawkins. But that is basically the gist of the story. When the story opens, we see this ship crashed off the coast of London, and then the movie is played in flashback up until that point. So we learn all about it. Overall, wasn't a terrible journey. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I put that in my top 5 vampire movies. No, it don't go there. But it is an enjoyable vampire diversion. That's, I think, the best way that I could describe it. Excellent performance, like I said, by Corey Hawkins. Nailing that English accent. If you don't go and see it for nothing else, go see it. And he plays a doctor, a Cambridge-trained doctor. That alone should be worth the price of admission. Overall, they've been giving it kind of, because it's suffering at the box office. It's a $45 million movie, and it didn't even make $10 million, but quiet as kept. Don't seem like they spent a whole lot on marketing and budgeting, because I know a lot of you haven't heard of the movie. If you have heard of this movie, drop it in the comments and tell me if you had intended to see it prior to hearing your mans and them talk about it. But bottom line, I'd give it like, I say 6.57 is dead on, room for improvement, but not terrible. The improvement probably, I think the room for improvement is taking a couple of pages out of a novel and trying to construe that into an entire movie and keep it within the continuity of where it begins and where it ends. So that's like taking one chapter of Lord of the Rings, and well, I guess you could do that with Lord of the Rings because that's different source material. But I mean, maybe like one chapter of Silence of the Lambs, and dang, they've done it with that one too. Let's see here. It's like taking one chapter of Nancy Drew and trying to turn that into a whole movie. There. It's a far reach, but doggone it, it worked. But that's it for now, man. But fret not, I will be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other.